Are you feeling like no matter how hard you work and how clean you eat, you're stuck in kind of like this dead end job when it comes to your diet and nutrition? And sure, you're working and you're putting in the effort and doing everything right, and yet you've hit this limit, and now you're faced with the choice of either quit and lose whatever progress you've made, or just indefinitely keep working just to stay stuck where you are. If that's the case, my friend, you may be stuck with a dead end diet. The first big reason why people get stuck into dead-end diets is because they're based far too much on restriction. A lot of times you ask people, what are you doing for your diet? And they'll tell you about what they're cutting back on or what they no longer eat, be it animal products, sugar, processed foods, or maybe it's timed restrictions like intermittent fasting and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm eating too much of something, let me cut back on it. That's great. But when that's the sole approach that you have for your entire healthy eating regimen, that's a very limited approach, because every ounce that you're cutting back on is increasing the amount of effort you've got to spend in your diet with diminishing rate of return. Plus, you can't just endlessly keep restricting your diet because it's just getting tighter and tighter around you, like a boa constrictor, constricting tighter and tighter, and eventually you just lose any sort of flexibility and mobility on what your choices are. The second big reason why people get into dead-end diets is because they get focused too much on optimal metrics, like how many calories am I supposed to eat, how much time in between each meal, how many grams of protein. Again, nothing wrong with using that as one tool, but as long as it's just one of many approaches and strategies that they're using. But when that's primarily what you're doing, then you're getting focused on one numeric, which 9 times out of 10 is an estimated guess of what's truly best for you. There's no flexibility in it, because what's great for you today may be totally off of what you need a month from now when you take a new training program or something. And it's only one small piece of the puzzle, and you cannot have a complete picture from one piece of any puzzle, regardless of how important that piece is. And then the third big reason why people get into dead-end diets is because they've put too much of an emphasis on weight loss or weight maintenance as the scope of their diet. Now, healthy eating certainly should be able to help you maintain a healthy weight. That's great. But again, it's only one small piece of the entire equation. And when you get too focused on that, you get too focused sometimes on numerics, too focused on restriction, and you're blind to a lot of the other beneficial things that a healthy diet is actually supposed to be doing for you. So the way out of this dead-end diet is to recognize that for healthy eating, the goal of a healthy diet is to benefit you as much as possible, which means the stuff that satisfies your palate as much as possible, the stuff that satisfies your hunger, nutritional qualities, and makes you feel freaking amazing in your high energy level. These are the 4 primal appetites that I talk about in my first book, Fitness Independence. When your diet is healthy, you're satisfying all 4 of those in a good manner. But when it's not healthy, you're hungry, you're fighting cravings, you've got guilt and anxiety over food, you're malnourished to some degree, you're restricting yourself in ways you don't need to. So the way out of this is to not so much forget the metrics and the restrictions and stuff, use that stuff, but only to the degree it's helpful in achieving those 4 satisfactions. As long as you're going after those 4 things in a progressive way, that's how you get out of this. Because a diet, like exercise, should be progressive in nature. Your diet today should make you look, feel, and perform better than it did several weeks ago. So use what is best for you to satisfy things progressively over time to decrease stress, decrease hunger, decrease anxiety, improve your energy levels, and that's going to have you going forward into ever progressive dietary habits that suit you best. And if you want to learn more, check out these videos here, of course, on the Healthy Eating playlist here on the Red Delta Project YouTube channel. Thoughts, comments, and questions down below are always welcome as well. Thank you so much for watching. Be fit and live free.